We opened our bakery 2.5 years ago. None of us were bakers, no one in our family was a baker. We didn't even really know anything about baking or bakeries, but we simply, out of a love of bread in other countries, we thought it was quite sad and annoying that we couldn't get good bread in England, whereas throughout the rest of Europe it appeared that you could get good bread in small local bakeries. So we came back to, well, I was living in Denmark at the time. Jenny and Sean, my younger brother and sister, decided to train as bakers and set up an artisan bakery, and which we unbelievably did do, and we opened our own little shop up the road in a small town, and we made everything from scratch, all our own cakes, pastries, and breads, of course, which is our main thing. We ran our shop for about 1.5 years, but sadly we didn't make a penny profit, and we actually made a giant loss and accumulated big debts from it, because it's cost us a lot to set up with the equipment and everything in the first place. And so we had to close our shop, and then we sort of looked at how we could continue to carry on baking. So we've now relaunched our business baking just breads, wholesale only. So we now sell a few breads to restaurants mostly in the sort of local area, but we're just seeing where it goes from here, if we can try and make a business out of bread, artisan bread. I always was interested in good food, and I was aware of the slow food movement, but I hadn't looked too far into it. And really it was through, I actually saw an advert calling anyone interested or involved in slow bread for this slow bread campaign. So I joined Slow Food, and actually that's been my only involvement within slow food so far. It's been with this slow bread campaigns. I really hope that the slow bread campaign can save or launch a new era in artisan baking, because there are people out there who would like to buy proper artisan bread, and there are people crazy enough to want to make it, and without being able to network together and help each other and become more recognised to the British public, then there isn't, a very hopeful future for them, unfortunately. I mean, we've already had to close once, and none of us have earned a wage for 2.5 years. So it really, I'm not exaggerating. I'm 23 and I live back with my parents. My brother and sister, 21 years old, and have to share a bedroom, all just to come down here and bake through the night in the freezing winter, and then throw half your bread in the bin the next day. I mean, that really has been the situation for us. It's not a romantic, little dream world of make some lovely bread and people will buy it. I think it's, yeah, that's the situation, unfortunately. It was more of a discovery when my sister went to Denmark, and we went over there and saw the bakeries there and tried the bread and thought, wow, it's amazing. So yeah, I didn't grow up thinking, oh, I want better bread, because a lot of people in Britain, you don't realise that bread is bad. So you're eating it and you think, oh, this is quite nice actually. We used to get a loaf from the supermarket, we confess, and didn't realise how bad it was until we tried the real thing. But you can't buy real bread in Britain really from anywhere. So until I tried the real thing, I didn't know what I was missing out on. People don't realise how quickly bread is made. It's quite horrifying really, packet mix with all the yeasts and additives, and then it is risen instantly and ready to bake, and it's just far too fast, and that isn't natural at all. A lot of people have got wheat intolerances now, or basically when they eat bread they feel bloated. A lot of that could be due to the fact that breads are made so quickly with so many additives, which is probably why it's inedible.